Hi, today I'm going to read from Days of Wine and Roquefort. This is the 5th Cheese Shop Mystery Series that I write as Avery Ames. Hope you enjoy. Get a move on, Charlotte Bissett, I muttered. Time and I were not fast friends. On any given day, I felt like I was behind. Rags, my sweet ragdoll cat, twitched his tail and meowed, the little taskmaster. When my cousin Matthew and his twins moved out a few weeks ago, I made a pact with myself to refurbish each of the rooms in my Victorian home, one at a time, after work at Fromagerie Bissett and on weekends. I had a to-do list so long that it would make an obsessive person nuts. Me? Okay, I was nuts. Seeing as many tasks were going to be messy, I decided to convert my rarely used garage into a workshop. But before tackling the job, I needed sustenance. I stood in my kitchen preparing an appetizer that was fast becoming one of my favorites, Charlotte's Nirvana. To make the appetizer, I chose a sliver of an heirloom tomato, a hearty slice of San Joaquin Gold, which was a buttery cheddar-like cheese, and a portion of prosciutto. I stacked the trio on top of sourdough, slathered with homemade pesto, and cut it into bite-sized pieces. I popped one into my mouth, set the rest on a platter, covered them with a checkered napkin, poured a glass of water, and with Rags trailing behind me, traipsed to the garage workshop. The space teemed with books and boxes filled with discarded clothing bound for the homeless shelter. My mountain bike and cross-country skis, neither used in well over a year, hung on the wall. A sizable wine cooler that contained nearly 60 bottles of wine, all recommended by my savvy cousin, stood in the far corner and hummed with energy. I set the stack on a red metal cart that held my tools, then pushed everything from the center of the garage to the sides and laid out a tarp. Cool air whistled through the open windows and the pedestrian door to the garage, but I was too revved up to care. I moved the Tiffany desk lamp, Chippendale side tables, and antique desk from the office to the workshop with a dolly. Matthew had promised to help me repaint the office. Meanwhile, I intended to repair the furniture. Rags paraded beside me. He tilted his chin with curiosity. I said, "Relax, buddy. I'm not going anywhere." The secretary desk was first on my makeover agenda. My great-grandfather on my mother's side had purchased the desk in the early 1900s. Sometime between then and now, someone had given the desk a coat or two of murky brown paint. Why was beyond me. Intent on restoring the desk to its original beauty, I set a can of stripper and a stack of sanding paper on the tarp. Next, I donned a pair of gauntlet gloves to keep my hands from becoming shoe leather, and I strapped on a pair of goggles. Using a power screwdriver, I disassembled the desk. I placed the organizer cubby, carved legs and dovetailed drawers on the tarp, and then eyed the desktop. "I'll sand the belly first," I said to Rags. He mewed his assent. Carefully balancing the desktop against my legs, I flipped it on its edge and lowered it to the tarp. As it landed, dust poofed into the air. When the dust settled, I spied a hidden compartment on the underside of the desk. I pushed up my goggles and wiggled open the drawer, expecting to find nothing more than a nest of spiders. Excitement rushed through me when I caught sight of a stack of letters tied with gold ribbon. Whose were they? The single overhead garage light was not enough illumination to do the letters justice. I plugged in the Tiffany desk lamp and switched it on. Rags nuzzled his head beneath the hem of my tattered jeans and purred, "Tell me, what did I help you discover?" I removed my gloves and lifted the stack of letters. I plucked the topmost and unfolded it, mindful that the stationery was delicate. My heart snagged in my chest as I scanned the words, "Missing you, adoring you, be together soon." Rags yowled. "It's a love letter from my mother to my father." I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you want to learn more about Days of Wine and Roquefort or about me or Avery, check out the links below. You can go to my website. You can see the Cheese Shop Mysteries, the Cookbook Nook Mysteries, a little bit about Avery and myself. Okay? So check them out, and I thank you for coming by. I hope to see you the next time.